we're not making flan. Hey folks, Facebook, Twisted Threads, you know how we do. It's a Saturday out here, actually doing some little bit of work in the house. And I got my crew with me. You know, we here looking all crazy and whatnot. But I wanted to get on here, you know, because I posted, I got stung by a bee. If you don't care, keep scrolling. I don't know what to tell you. The part that I wanted to share with folks, of course, we doing a little bit with the house, and I got Dad here, I got the girls, got my crew here, you know, cheap labor. It's a thing. It's all I know. But when I got stung by this bee, look, I was messing with them in they spot, and then they was like, ping, and I thought I'd be fast, and, you know, I was going to dip in and dip right back out. And that made me think about some things. And then, you know, I got this thing, and I put the alcohol on it, and I did all of this stuff, and it was hurting. If you've never been stung by a bee, put it on your list to never happen to you. Because I was like, if I get stung by this bee, it's going to be okay. You know, I'll get a little sting and I'll be all right. But I got stung. And I was like, ooh. I don't remember saying no bad words, but I remember thinking a whole bunch of them. Doggone bees. And then my arm started hurting. And it first hurt, you know, from the little sting. And I'm saying this for a reason, because the whole night, like, my arm wasn't really numb, but it was swollen. It was like getting swollen a lot more. And I think I removed the stinger. I don't think it was anything that stayed in there. I'm not an expert on bee stinging because, you know, I stay away from them. They stay away from me, and we don't, you know, never the two shall meet. But when we met on yesterday, it wasn't a good experience. Pretty sure I slapped it down and it died. But then the next thing was my arm had to get a little bit worse before it got a little bit better. What? And you know me, when things happen in my life, I get on here and I'm sharing with y'all, you know, not just about the beast thing, but it made me think because it had to get worse before it got better. And so I put a little alcohol on it. I tried not to bother it too much, but there may be times in our life where, you know, we're skating along and things are going good, and then boom, there's a beast thing, there's an obstacle, there's something that came in our way, and we're just like, wow, this is bad. We get a choice to stay where we're at, or we can kind of push forward and say, all right, what can I do to make this thing better? Because I didn't want to scratch it itch. Oh my goodness, this is like chicken pox or something. I don't know what this is. But I knew that I wasn't supposed to, you know, bother the area and make sure that it was clean and everything. And I got some alcohol, and alcohol is expensive when you buy the good stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Walmart need to have that on sale, but you know, getting that 90% such and such is a little bit money, but I'm worth it. You know, I gotta make sure that I'm good. And so my arm, the swelling started going down. I'm not allergic to bees or anything of that nature, but if you prick me, I will swell. That don't have anything to do with allergies. That's just a thing. So don't prick me. But I experienced all of this stuff, and it was like, oh my goodness, I slept the whole night with like my arm just extended out, like, and it was crazy. It was crazy because this was the first time that I experienced that. But I knew I had some things to do, you know. So we're in the house. Dad is down here from Jersey, and he's helping out, and I'm sure I'm overworking him, but he's enjoying the girls and got the seal of approval for the new house and doing some things. And now he's like, all right, let's get somebody in here. What are we gonna do? And I help where I help. I'm not a painter. I'm not a lot of things, but I'm okay with it because I got people in my circle. Just had to be real with some things, because then my arm started hurting. I was like, oh, I gotta go get something for this, because again, no allergic reaction, but I did get some swelling, and so I had to wait for the swelling to go down before I could do what I needed to do. And so that reminder for me was like, wow, you know, last night I was like, oh, this is the longest night, these doggone bees. I don't want no bees, but I love honey, you know. And my 6-year-old granddaughter was like, well, if we get rid of all the bees, who's going to make the honey? And I'm like, look, this ain't time for logic right now, okay? My arm hurts, I'm hurt, and I'm mad at everything that stands for a bee right now. But in the 6-year-old logic, it was right. Sometimes that bad is necessary. We love our honey. We love the sweetness that comes with it. But isn't it ironic that one of the creatures that helps us create something so sweet also has a sting that is deadly for some people and causes a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Woo, child, a lot of pain. I'm better, or I'm getting better, or I'm still, when stuff swell on me, you probably could tell or can't tell, but I know I can. I can't be having no Vespucci looking arms and whatnot. That's my own personal challenge, but feeling better. Just wanted to get on. It's been a really, really big thing. And while I'm on here, shared about the beast thing. We got to, take the good and the bad and figure out what the lesson is that we need to learn from it. My lesson is don't mess with the bees. If they minding their business, I better mind mine. I know that's a word for somebody as well. But excited about, this new journey, me turning into or becoming somebody's landlord and being able to share the wealth. And so one of the things that I've done is talk to my own children about money, talk to my children about finances, talking to them about possible investments and whatnot. Because, I can't tell all their business out in the street, but they like, all right, Mom, we down with that. We could get the family involved in this stuff, and then we start talking about money, and everybody, they get tone deaf when I say, well, this is what it's gonna cost, and they like, okay, well, we was down with the helping and down with the receiving the money and down with the spending the money. But look, we all have to get people in our circles who are also going to be down for the hard work. And so this portion of my journey, I'm doing things that I've never done before. And I don't think I've broken anything or hurt anybody yet. But I think we all are better for working this part of the journey and understanding that, it's going to be good days and there'll be better days. But if we keep on trucking, the end goal is for us to live better, for us to be better, for us to experience some financial stability in a different way. And I'll share this with you because I had a conversation. I was like, I want a new car. I want a new car. I'm in a new state, new address, new all of that stuff. I want a new car. And then I had a conversation with somebody who really just opened my mind about my thought about money. And it was like, well, what if you spend your money not on a car, but what if you spend your money on getting some investments that'll pay for that car? And I thought about it, and I told him he was crazy. Mind your business. This is my money. Don't be in my business, all of that. But then I had time to replay and think about what it was that he was saying. A lot of us think about when it even comes to the investment property. People are like, oh, I would flip a house. I'll get a house. I'll get and put some money into it and flip it for $10,000 more or something like that. And in this conversation, and I'll shout him out because, this is what he does. But my friend Rashim, I call him my money mentor. But he started talking about, well, what if you don't flip a house? What if you purchase a home, right opportunity, and let that house pay you for pretty much just filling in the gaps for the lifestyle that you want to live? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that makes no sense. I want a car. I want to go on vacation. But then I was thinking, well, I'll need to, how am I going to finance these things? And he was like, oh. And so he always says, nothing is more consistent than the rent. Because every month, every 30 days, we got to pay it or be homeless. And most of us are too cute to be homeless. So we're going to make sure we're paying the mortgage, we're paying the rent, we're doing some things. And so, in talking to him about kind of that money mentor, we got to conversations. And you know me, you can't give me big chunks because I'm a side-eye you and be like, you're crazy, and walk away. But when wisdom speaks, I never turn my ears off. I may not let you know right away that you struck a nerve. It might take a little while. I'm putting nails in the wall, and all these walls are not the same. So some is sheetrock, some is like real, I don't know if it's concrete. I don't know what these walls are made of, but you got to prick them. You got to bang that hammer a little bit more. I'm not her, okay? But even with all of that, let your ears always be open to receive wisdom. And so when we had that conversation, it was about some other money ventures, and I was like, oh wow, that sounds so great for you. Good luck with that, and then I started thinking about it and came back with some more questions, and some more things came about. And so maybe investment property is not your thing, but maybe it is. I always talk about going back to school because it was a thing for me. It's what literally put zeros in my pocket, because I decided to do that. But it may be just figuring out how to be a better parent. One of the things that I've literally been challenged and struggled with is being a parent to grown children. They grown, y'all. They got their own money, their own addresses, their own cars. Everybody got a car, which means they not asking me for permission to do anything. And I am well okay with that. But sometimes when I talk to them, I don't always talk with well, have you considered such and such? Me, I'll be like, oh, you should do so and so and so. And sometimes it's received as, I'm telling them what to do, or I don't trust them, or they may think that I'm not proud of the moves that they're making. And I have to recall, in those times that maybe my parents may have taken a similar approach with me, and I want to do differently because I now have empathy for being an adult parent. I'm not looking for them to be my best friend. I don't even like them all that much. I love them, y'all already know. They some characters. No, not all the time. But when it comes to the people and the choices that they make good choices. They out here in the world doing really good things. Some of them a little bit further than the next, but collectively, we are bomb. Like, I literally can say that about my family, and some of the things that I don't make apology for that, because I know what it cost us to live the life that we live right now. And so while we're looking for better, I understand the sacrifices that were made. I understand the doors that were closed, and I'm not ashamed to say that without God, none of this would be possible. But I also know that some of the haters are on my pages, and it's okay, because I needed y'all. I needed for people to be like, oh, well, she not gonna be nothing. I needed for people to, start chatter behind my back. And sometimes I try not to do that to other people, but that petty side of me, it's sort of where I'm from. But even where I'm from, I get to celebrate people who are doing big things. They're traveling. They are, fathers, their husbands, their wives, their mothers, their CEOs, their, movie directors, actors, musicians. Oh my goodness, I got some of everybody on my Facebook page. And then what? And then there's you. And then there's you. There's you who is still trying to figure out what's that great thing about me. Why do I need a Karen in my life? Why would a Karen be considering something that I'm doing? Because I'm over here chilling. But in your chilling, you're impacting people in your corner. You're impacting people in your region. It may be you just cooking Sunday dinner, but you're putting a smile on somebody's face. You may be, just impacting your own children. But guess what? They get to stand up stronger because you're able to support them. So never underestimate the impact of you. The impact of you, because there was a time when I didn't think that I had impact. I didn't think that I had influence. I was raising kids and all of these children was going around, and I'm just trying to keep my head above water. But during that journey, there was something that was birthed in me that I realized that it wasn't just about me getting ahead. Sometimes I forgot to celebrate them because the struggle was get to the finish line. The struggle was make sure that my kids are proud of me. Make sure that my family is proud of me. Make sure that we're not just statistics in the sense of, they want to see us in places that I just ain't have time for. And so I grinded real hard for my kids, and they have that grind in them because they understand that failure is an option. Giving up is not an option. So even though today is difficult, I needed you. That's why I keep you on the page. We may not be, besties, but I'm watching you. I'm seeing what you're doing with your family, seeing what you're doing in the community, seeing how you are supporting the people right where you are. And it becomes important to me because you then become my reminder. And so I just want to always have an opportunity to share a word of encouragement, just to, be mindful that although we see so many things and so many people doing great, great, great big things, guess what? I still got to go through the drive-thru, and somebody got to be there to take my order. I still got to go to, the somebody, I need somebody to bang these hammers. Daddy came down here to paint. Why? I waste a lot of paint. I tried to help out. He was like, girl, if you don't get in the kitchen. He really did say that to me, and the altar. That's all I'm gonna say for that. But even in all of that, when you think of the way that you're moving and you think that it's a small thing, don't knock yourself. Like, big up yourself for what it is you're doing. Big Sil, you already know. Can we still call you Big Sil? Because you're sort of tiny Sylvia now. But anyway, she doing big things, and she doing scary stuff that I'm just like, whoa, and being able to support you all touches my heart in a very special way. I share this stuff with you all, not because I'm an expert at what it is that I do, but I share it because I know that you all have aspirations for more, even though you may be content where you are right now. I know that there's more that God has for you. And so literally anybody that's connected to me, that Jacqueline Carr song that said, everything attached to me wins. I truly believe that with my very next breath. I believe that every person attached to me wins. And it doesn't mean that you need to be seeing me every single day. But what it means is that as you see me, I'm supporting you. I'm praying for you. When I see you on the pages, when I see you going through stuff, when I see you striving to do things, I got a couple of girlfriends and they went from, medium to small to extra small. They encouragement to me. Now, look, I ain't going to be at the gym every day because that's just not my testimony right now. But the Lord allows those baby steps to encourage me for where I need to be and what I need to do. And so I try to always share that with you all. Get you some good people around you. If you don't have good people around you, be a good person around other people, because what you will attract is better and more of what it is that you're doing. I got amazing people that's in my circle because I know what amazing things are inside of me. Val, love you, girl. Love you. Like, literally, there are changes that need to be made in our lifestyles, and we understand it. But we never have to apologize for being us. We never have to apologize for the things that we've gone through. Listen, this one of my Jersey girls, and y'all already know, I'm a Jersey girl all day long. My address has changed, but I'm still her. So if you come for me, know this. It's not a threat. Success is a choice that I made. And so because I've made it as a choice, it now is my responsibility. But it's not just a responsibility for me. It's a responsibility for my children. It's a responsibility for everybody that I know. That if I see something, and it doesn't matter that whether I saw it or not, but if you open your mouth and you say something to me about something that you want to do, look, don't blame me. Literally, I get this in my DNA from my mother and my father. Blame Ulysses and Linda. All day, I get the chance to be more, because even when I felt like I was at my lowest point, they always reminded me of who I was in them. The bougie side and the little, hood side. I got it all together. This is how I grew up. This is how I learned to love. This is how I learned to be. I learned what it meant. When I was talking to somebody yesterday, my mother trained me how to be a wife. I haven't been one yet, but I know what to do. Now, look, sometimes it get on my nerves. I'll be like, I don't want to do all of that. That's too much work. All of that. But I need somebody to take out the garbage. I need some companionship and some other stuff, but that ain't none of your business. Anyway, back on track. Be an encouragement to somebody, and start with yourself. Get in that mirror and say some things to yourself till you believe in you more than the voices that you hear from other people. Know that if you cannot be the voice, be reminded by what I tell you, you are dope. Like, you are awesome. There are things that are around you that you are a part of, and God has gifted you in a way that he didn't gift anybody else. My sister Sharon, I always talk about her and her cooking because she could throw down. Like, look, if there's food going somewhere and her hand on it, I'm eating it. Now, I ain't eating all of y'all, but I'm eating what she cooking because the Lord gifted her that. But she got such a sweet spirit, and that spirit of hospitality, one day I'll be more like her. And I know, some of y'all, when I be like, when I grow up, I'm going to be a little bit more like you. And you be like, no, my goodness, Karen. Look, I see you all and I'm inspired. I see you all. And I love you more for the way that you love your families, for the way you love your communities, for even when the people on the job get on your nerves, you still keeping it together. Even though we see a lot of things in the world, we understand that this is us. This is us. as long as we stay connected, as long as we stay encouragement and giving encouragement to each other and trying to be a positive influence everywhere we go, success comes. Success is a responsibility, but it's also a choice. If you choose success, whether it's in your marriage, whether it's in your finances, whether it's in your home, wherever you want success to be, think on those things. Think on whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are pure, like all of that. These are scriptures, but all y'all ain't in the scriptures. I get it. You know, I try to be an example of what love and kindness is supposed to be, just regular everyday stuff. I gotta get off here because these kids and dad, I don't know what dad is doing, but he been painting and we gotta make sure that he don't fall out. That's all we're going to say for that. But love him dearly. He came all the way down here. He like, look, I got 5 minutes. I'm going to roll through. I'm going to see what my daughter doing. And then I'm going to be back on the road again. So if y'all blink, he going to be back home. Trust me. He ain't staying down here. He complained because he was like, look, ain't nobody on the road. He said, I can't live nowhere where it ain't no traffic and no people going. It literally was like 3 cars on the road. And daddy was like, if you don't get me out of this country, this ain't gonna work for me. Because I was trying to get him to, you know, Dad, you need a simpler life. He not trying to hear that. But I think it's going to be some traffic when we go back. So hopefully that'll make him feel comfortable and we'll do some things. I love y'all. I thank you for always, you know, participating and seeing what I'm going to say. Just continue to be blessed. Bless the people around you. Everything that attached to us wins. We win. We win. My daddy used to say, do a sermon. And the title of the sermon was, "The Fight is Fixed." We win. Look, see, he's not paying no more. Oh, I gotta go. He about to preach now. I'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.